Welcome back to Talk to Gridiron. Week 1 is in the books, and it was wild. Upsets, big debuts, and some teams already sweating the season. Now it's time for Week 2. We start to separate the pretenders from contenders. Okay? Let's run through every matchup, lock in our picks for Week 2 of the NFL season. Week 2 Thursday Night Football is already in the books. So we're going to go from break down every game of Week 2 besides Thursday Night Football here. And we'll get started with the Chicago Bears and the Detroit Lions in this one. So Bears and Lions, we'll go try to go through the Sunday or early slate first. So noon games, Lions and Bears. Now, Lions need a bounce-back game after that not-so-great game against Green Bay last week. And the Bears still can't figure out their offense. They can't figure out what to do with Caleb Williams. They can't figure out what to do with the quarterback to protect their quarterback. Lions at home, give me the Lions to win in Week 2 over the Chicago Bears. Next one, we got the Bills at the Jets. Should be a good one. Buffalo pulled off probably the most crazy comeback we've ever seen, at least for sure in Week 1 and maybe in NFL history. The Jets defense though is solid. Justin Fields looked pretty good in Week 1 of the season, but I think Buffalo is Buffalo. I'm not going to doubt Buffalo at this point. So give me the Buffalo Bills to go into New York and get a win over the Jets. Now you're looking at another one, a huge division game here early on in the season for the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens. Division rivalry. Lamar looks to control the game. They probably let slip away last Sunday or Monday night. Last Sunday night, I believe it was, against Buffalo. You kind of look back at it, but Cleveland's offense struggled against not so great Cincinnati Bengals team from the look of it. So give me the Baltimore Ravens to cover at home this week as well. It should be a good one. Should be an interesting one there. The Ravens at home. Next one, we're going to look at the 49ers at the Saints. Now, Brock Purdy is going to be out for a little bit, 2 to 6 weeks, I believe, with an injury. So it adds a little bit of interesting take to this one. And I don't think the Saints have what it takes right now to get a win over the 49ers. It's just too much depth on the 49ers still, even with the backup quarterback in for the next couple of weeks. I think this one here, it's Saints can hang with them early, but it's not going to be enough. San Francisco pulls away. So give me the 49ers to get that win in Week 2. Now, Patriots and Dolphins, this one's interesting. Now, I personally think that the New England Patriots beat the Miami Dolphins this weekend. I do. I think the New England Patriots are a better I don't want to say a better team, but I think they do enough after that debacle of a game against the Colts that Miami had last week. I think New England gets a win. So give me the New England Patriots to get that win in Week 2 over the Miami Dolphins to put the Miami Dolphins at 0-2 to start the season. Next one I got the Jaguars at the Bengals. The battle of the cats. Joe Burrow looks more comfortable at home. Cincinnati always plays really tough at home. They scored 30-plus points at home in their last couple of games as well. So it should be a good one. I think Jacksonville can keep up with Cincinnati. I truly do believe that, but I think in the end, Cincinnati gets this one at home. Give me the Bengals for that win over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, this matchup's rather interesting. The Rams at the Titans. LA showed flashes in Week 1. Titans offense is, not great. Nothing, not surprised. Nothing that I was surprised at least for the Tennessee Titans in their offensive scheme and how things are going to work. But they'll get better as the season goes on. Now, don't relax, Titans fans. They'll get better as the season goes on. Give me the Rams, though, in this one to get a win against the Tennessee Titans. Let's move to the afternoon slate a little bit here. You have Seattle at Pittsburgh, and I believe this is still a noon game. I don't think this is a 3:25 game or 3:15 game. This is still a noon game as well. There's only 3 games in the afternoon on Sunday, but this one's still in the early morning slate in that noon time frame. Okay, Seahawks at the Steelers. Pittsburgh's tough place to play in Pittsburgh. The defense is still pretty good. Offense didn't look awful, I guess, against the Jets. The Jets look better, though. It's tough. I think Seattle, though, I really, truly do think Seattle pulls off a win here. I think Seattle looked good against, I believe it was San Francisco, if I remember right, in week 1 of the season. I thought they looked well enough to defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers in week 2. Easy enough. I'll wait for this one for a minute. Let's talk about the other 2 afternoon games. You got the Broncos at the Colts. Daniel Jones had a heck of a game. First quarterback in NFL history to score on every single possession, offensive possession in a game. Daniel Jones had a day. Does he do it again, though? I don't know. That's a very, very good question. Very good question. Anthony Richardson still on the bench. We'll see. Daniel Jones and the Colts taking on the Broncos. This is a tough one. Give me the Indianapolis Colts, backed and led by Daniel Jones, to get a win over the Denver Broncos in week 2, to be 2-0 to start the season, give the Broncos a loss as well. Now looking at the Panthers versus the Cardinals. Another interesting matchup here late in the late afternoon bracket. Arizona looked pretty good. Not gonna lie, they look pretty good. Panthers are still trying to figure things out with Bryce Young, and they got a solid. They do have some weapons. They do have some threats there for Bryce Young there in Carolina, but I still don't think it's going to be enough. The Cardinals do enough to hold at home. So give me the Cardinals at home in week 2. Now we're looking at the game of the week in the afternoon bracket, and that is the Super Bowl rematch as the Philadelphia Eagles travel to Kansas City to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Super Bowl rematch. You got a 3:25 afternoon game. Wonderful, wonderful afternoon game as well. Philadelphia's defense is shaky. Said it. Their defensive front is good. Past Zach Braun, The way the Dallas Cowboys were able to throw the ball against the Philadelphia Eagles the other night scares me a little bit if I'm Philadelphia. If I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, the way they were able to throw the ball around, at least in my opinion. I know the second half of the game after the rain delay wasn't so great. So pretty boring game after that. But the way Dak was throwing the ball around, scary. Now the Chiefs, on the other hand, you're down a couple of guys. Your wide receivers are still, for the third year in a row, your biggest question mark on the team. The biggest question mark on the team is the Chiefs wide receivers, outside of Travis Kelce, of course. But in this one, I think the Philadelphia Eagles have enough to go into Arrowhead and defeat the Kansas City Chiefs. I think the Eagles are tough enough offensively that Kansas City cannot keep up on the scoreboard with the Philadelphia Eagles. I think that's fair. So give me the Philadelphia Eagles to go into Arrowhead and get a week 2 win to put the Kansas City Chiefs at 0-2 to start the 2025 campaign. Now let's jump over to Sunday Night Football. Sunday Night Football sees a very interesting match as the Atlanta Falcons take on the Minnesota Vikings. Now, J.J. McCarthy. Now, this guy looked god-awful in the first couple of quarters. Quarter 1, not great. Quarter 2, not so great. Quarter 3, it's there. It's there. Not bad. Quarter 4, storm comeback win over the Chicago Bears on Monday Night Football. Give me the Minnesota Vikings and J.J. McCarthy to get a Sunday night football victory at home against the Atlanta Falcons just because I don't trust the Atlanta Falcons offense yet. Sorry, I don't. John, Mike, if you're listening, I don't trust the Atlanta Falcons offense right now. I really don't. So let me know what you think of that one as well. Now, as we jump into Monday Night Football, you got a doubleheader here. Now, give me your picks here towards the end of the show. Once the show's over, I want to know who you got and whatnot. But let's talk about Monday Night Football. Doubleheader, you got the Buccaneers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Houston Texans. Houston's defense is solid. They're very solid defensively. You get CJ Stroud settled in. They are a little beat up at their wide receiver core. Nico Collins is a solid guy. They got a little beat up running back room there as well. Give me the Houston Texans to get a Monday night win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Houston Texans over the Bucs. Last but not least, you have the LA Chargers taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Classic AFC West battle. You get Harbaugh against Carroll. You get just a great game. Great game in this one of what should be. Chargers are physical. And Herbert looked good against the Chiefs. They threw 3 touchdowns, I believe, in that Friday night game against the Chiefs. He's just going to make more plays than the I think is Geno Smith. Or whoever, Geno Smith, Aiden O'Connell, whoever it is. I don't think this one's close. Give me the Chargers over the Las Vegas Raiders. Now we're going to wrap it up here. Let's run it back here. My week 2 picks for this weekend, for tomorrow's games. Give me the Lions, the Bills, Ravens, 49ers, Dolphins, Bengals, Rams. Not Dolphins. Scratch that. Patriots. Give me the Patriots. And I'm not taking the Steelers either. I am taking the Seattle Seahawks. Scratch that. My apologies. I wrote down the wrong team. So give me the Lions, the Bills, the Ravens, the 49ers, the Patriots, the Bengals, the Rams, the Seahawks, Eagles, Vikings, Cardinals, Colts, Texans, and Chargers to get a week 2 win in the NFL season. Who's your upset pick of the week? I want to know in the comments below. Make sure you write it down, put it in there, type it in. You know how to do that. Let's see who nails the biggest surprise. Do you see the Jets pulling off an upset against the Bills? Or maybe it's somebody else. Maybe the Falcons go into Minnesota and they beat the Vikings. Who knows? So let me know your picks, your week 2 picks here as well. And, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss a pick 'em. I'll try to do this every week as possible. Thanks for hanging with us here, hanging with me, Brandon, here on Talking to Gridiron. And we'll see you next week for week 3.